In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a...
The judge said you are guilty as charged. Julius Malema violated the Firearms Control Act after firing live rounds during his party's birthday celebrations.
Guys, they just sentenced Malema, the EFF leader in South Africa, to 5 years imprisonment. Now, today.
So one of the most popular opposition leader in South Africa, Julius Malema, has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment. He's not going to jail now, but he has been given the opportunity to appeal. Many people are talking about it. South Africans are reacting to it. Africans are reacting to it. I don't want to talk much. Watch the video to the end. Let's come back and talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe.
In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a period of 2 years imprisonment. In respect of count 3, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 4, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 5, you are sentenced to pay a fine of 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In terms of Section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 run concurrent with the sentence imposed in respect of count 1. You may be seated. Thank you.
Well, I've got some breaking news for you from South Africa. The Economic Freedom Fighters leader, Julius Malema, has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment in his firearm handling and discharge case. Malema appeared in the East London Regional Court and the judge said, you are guilty as charged. Julius Malema violated the Firearms Control Act after firing live rounds during his party's birthday celebrations in 2018. And you might be aware of this, that he also promotes the singing of the song Kill the Boer. Very controversial song.
Good to kill. Hamaza. Kill the Boer. The farmer.
It's also the same song that President Trump played in the White House when President Ramaphosa and his delegation visited.
Turn the lights down and just put this on. It's right behind you.
And if you want to listen to the ruling, here it is.
In respect of count 1, you are sentenced to a period of 5 years imprisonment. In respect of count 2, you are sentenced to a period of 2 years imprisonment. In respect of count 3, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 4, you are sentenced to 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In respect of count 5, you are sentenced to pay a fine of 20,000 rand or to undergo 6 months imprisonment. In terms of Section 280, subsection 2 of Act 51 of 1977, the court orders that the sentence imposed in respect of counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 run concurrent with the sentence imposed in respect of count 1.
This is a very, very big story for South Africa, and we need to keep our eyes on this developing story.
Julius Malema has been sentenced 5 years in prison for firearm discharge case, but it doesn't end there. Count 1, unlawful possession of firearm, 5 years imprisonment. Count 2, unlawful possession of ammunition, 2 years imprisonment. Count 3, discharging firearm in public, 20,000 rand fine. Count 4, failure to take responsibility precautions to person or property, 20,000 rand fine. Count 5, reckless endangerment to person or property, 20,000 rand fine. Count 3, 4, and 5 have an alternative of 6 months in prison if you can't afford to pay the fines. He did say he was going to appeal, but whew, didn't think this day would come. Maybe the magistrate thought they needed to make an example out of him, but...
Guys, they just sentenced Malema, the EFF leader in South Africa, to 5 years imprisonment. Now, today. it was adjourned yesterday when they go to court, and they said today will be his judgment, and they were saying it, maybe it will even be, I don't know. A white joy, is it a white or black joy? I never read it, but I see you have been sentenced for 5 years imprisonment. And the last time I made video, people are telling me Malema is not what you people think. You think he's a good man. Malema is not that. Let's confront South Africa. What did the offense of Malema? Do you think he deserved to go to prison for 5 years? What did he do that you people you don't like?
Sure, guys. So in a major development, Julius Malema, CIC, sentenced to 5 years in prison. Wow. I didn't see this coming, guys. I didn't see this coming. The magistrate saying that it was a serious offense. Basically saying that, you know, the defense's attempt to minimize the nature or the gravity of the crime by saying it's a celebrity shot were nonsensical, saying that this was a pre-planned, premeditated crime or act. Therefore, it could not be said that it was done impulsively or out of anger. This was pre-planned. So, it's quite groundbreaking, quite a monumental event, right, in the political landscape. Yeah, this is something. Obviously, the CIC will appeal. Man, yeah. I didn't see it coming. But we are here now.
So it is official. The most popular Honorable Julius Malema have just been sentenced to 5 years of direct imprisonment. Now, I know some of you people might not understand, but this 5 years imprisonment that he has just been sentenced to, if he actually goes to prison, this 5 years imprisonment is going to affect his presidential campaign for the next 10 to 15 years. Now, let me explain. To be the president of South Africa, you have to be an MP member. MP member as a member of the parliament. Mr. Malema is an MP member, yes. He's a member of the parliament, yes. But according to your South African constitution, right? Anybody who goes to prisons in South Africa for more than 12 months of prison sentence without getting a pardon, that person is automatically disqualified from being an MP member for the next 5 years after serving their prison sentence. That means Mr. Malema at the moment, if he is not being given a pardon, or if the appeal that his lawyers are trying to do becomes unsuccessful, Mr. Malema at the moment in the prison will not be an MP member. He is no longer an MP member. After that prison sentence, 5 years after spending it, since as is more than 12 months of prison sentence, 5 years after spending it, he will not be an MP member. Mr. Malema will only be an MP member again until 2036. Because we're in 2026 now. That's 10 years. 2036. Now, let me explain again more. So, because I know some of you people, your head is much more blockheaded and you cannot actually understand what I'm trying to say. 2026, right? We're in 2026. Upcoming election of South Africa will be in 2029. Now, Mr. Malema will not be able to run for president in 2029, since as he will be in prison. He will not be able to run for president in 2029. He will be out in 2031. Presumably, he goes to prison and spends 5 years. He will be out in 2031. He will miss 2029 election. And then 2031, when he will be out, the next election in South Africa will be in 2034. Mr. Malema will not be able to run in 2034, since he will still be serving his 5 years of being disqualified as an MP member. And that's his 5 years will expire in 2036. That means he will still miss 2034 elections. He will not be able to run. Maybe his deputy will run, but him not be able to run. 2036, when his disqualification finish, next election will be in 2039. That is when Mr. Malema will be able to run for presidency. I'm sure some of people now actually understand why I said that. Good luck to him though. I don't want to give my own opinion about this, because whenever I talk about political issues, I get into problem and I start getting a lot of threatening. A lot of threatening messages, but that's why I say I don't want to talk more about this. But good luck to him in trying to get the appeal. I do hope and wish that he gets one. Because I think he's a he's one of the people who has to, again, close your mouth, Dylan. You are trying to put yourself in trouble. Close your mouth. Don't talk much.
Some huge breaking news. Julius Malema is going to prison. He has just been sentenced to 5 years in prison after he was found guilty for firing a rifle into the air at an EFF rally in 2018. Now, it is possible that this could be appealed and overturned, which could take a few more years to actually happen. But as things stand, the EFF leader, Julius Malema, will serve time in prison, and he most likely will still serve as a member of parliament until all the appeal process are finished, which again could take a few years. But if those appeals fail, he will most likely not be allowed to be in parliament anymore, and he will go to prison. Let me know what you guys think about this.
Breaking news, Julius Malema has been sentenced to 5 years in prison. This is one of the major opposition figures in South Africa. According to reports, he has been convicted for firing a rifle during a public rally back in the year 2018, 8 years later, whereby they insist he violated a firearm law, citing it was actually illegal possession and illegal discharge, but no one was hurt. Turning out, his defense urges that it was symbolic, not dangerous, but the court relied on the video evidence, ruled it deliberately. But here is the most interesting part. No victim, no injury, just a moment that turned into a felony. Imagine 8 years later. But here's my greatest question. Is this truly justice and rule of law, or it's a political persecution in disguise? Remember, this is one of the most strongest voice across South Africa that is actually being silenced.
Hey, Tada Mzansi. So Julius Malema was in court today, and Judge Olivier sent him to 5 years in prison plus 2. But here's the thing. Julius Malema's legal team fought back, and they got him out, that he's not being incarcerated right now or locked up right now. He's going home. They had a plan. Julius Malema, after the court proceedings, went onto a stage, one of the best speeches I've ever heard. Listen, I don't care if you like him or not, one of the best speeches I've ever heard. But anyway, he explained to us and pointed out all the holes in this whole court proceedings. And he says that Judge Olivier is actually a person that can't read. She didn't read the court proceedings or the arguments, the heads of arguments. And in the speech, he explained how they planned for this whole thing. The deputy president of the EFF was already in Grahamstown with paperwork for if they want to lock him up. They had a helicopter ready to fly the legal team up to Grahamstown. This whole thing was just a proof that Julius Malema planned for things. He's actually a smart person. Again, I don't care whether you like him or not, but the truth is the truth. This man plans. He's actually a great leader, and he showed strength. Even in the court proceedings at the end, when the judge told him he can leave, he actually said, okay, bye-bye, in a very friendly way. That's classic Julius Malema. Listen, for all the EFF supporters out there, I feel sorry for you guys about the sentence, but Julius says he's going to win this thing. He's going to reduce the sentence, because you need to understand it's all about his political career. He don't care about, he's not afraid of going to jail, but he needs to fight for his political career. According to him, he thinks he's going to even get the verdict, the guilty verdict squashed. Let's see what happens. All I'm telling you guys, for all the EFF supporters out there, I'm sorry for what happened today. For the people that's rejoicing, I understand you too. You guys know me, I'm a one love type of guy, so the only thing I have to say is,
Julius Malema has just been sentenced to a direct imprisonment of 5 years. It is not suspended, so that's a big one. That's going to have some legal and political consequences. Let's start with the legal ones. His lawyers are currently filing an application to appeal the sentence, and they have explained why they think that the magistrate has erred. So as soon as you appeal, what happens is that there is then the disqualification of Section 47, because that's what a lot of people are talking about. And that's where we get into the political consequences now, because Section 47 of the Constitution says if you're a member of parliament and you are sentenced to more than 12 months imprisonment without an option of a fine, then you lose your position as a member of parliament for about 5 years. So that's going to be the case with Julius Malema, except that's not going to happen right now because he has now appealed. And as soon as you launch an appeal, you go back to the status quo. So he can go back to parliament, he can be part of committees. So until the judgment at the end, whether it agrees with this magistrate or not, that's when we are going to know. That's when this Section 47 actually comes into play. It's going to be a very long time before we get finality. The matter may go all the way to the Supreme Court of Appeal, up to the Constitutional Court. So buckle up. It's going to be a long journey ahead.
So behind me is the leader of the EFF, Julius Malema. As you can see, he's smiling. The Kugombo City Magistrates Court has given him a 5-year direct prison sentence, and Malema's legal team, as you can see, is standing with senior counsel Tembeka Nmuka, and they've submitted leave to appeal his sentencing and his conviction, and we're waiting for the judge to come back and give a final decision. But the big story today, Julius Malema has been given a 5-year direct prison sentence, and this means that his seat in parliament is taken away, because the Constitution says anyone who's sentenced to more than 5 years without the option of a fine is disqualified from being a member of parliament. But we will await for the leave of appeal. Tell me what you think.
So South African opposition leader, and then of course the very leader of the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighters in South Africa, Julius Malema, has now been sentenced to a 5-year jail term for count budging on firearms. Okay, so the incident happened in 2018 in Eastern Cape, and then Malema was seen holding a firearm and literally also shot into the air. But a South African court today ruled that it was deliberate and it was dangerous, and because of that, they have now handed him a 5-year jail term. And he's been devastating. His supporters were outside of the court, and a lot of mixed feelings at the moment. Of course, it's not final. There's supposed to be an appeal. But before we get to the appeal, let's look at the charges or the offenses that led to the punishment. It was found guilty on multiple counts, including unlawful possession of firearm, unlawful possession of ammunition, discharging a firearm in a built-up public area, and reckless endangerment. So the incidents, again, like I said, occurred in 2018 in a political rally in Eastern Cape. Malema did fire a rifle into the air. So the court ruled that the act was very deliberate and dangerous, and not harmless celebration. However, judge emphasized that the risk of public gunfire and safety concerns were very much there. So the impact of this has got political implications, and if sustained, or if this is upheld, Malema may be disqualified from parliament, because according to South African laws, beyond 12-month jail term may disqualify him permanently from the parliament, which of course he currently serves. And Malema is one of the very strong advocates for drastic, aggressive economic reforms and some form of redistribution going on. He's also moved for nationalization of banks and some of these mining companies and all of that. So Malema is huge in the political phase of South Africa. Is today the symbol of political opposition in Africa, and this has been a very big blow. This has dealt a very big blow. This will deal a very big blow if it is upheld. We are hoping that all of this will be, the appeal will go on, because the Malema's legal team has now filed an appeal against the conviction and the sentence, and then they are calling for calm. Although they also say that it looks like it is politically motivated, that this is all politics. The prosecutors moved for even a much harsher conviction, and then they said they wanted him to be in jail for up to 15 years. Although some of these charges may run concurrently, and then they may be served at the same time, however. So, but It's crazy. It's crazy. Opposition politics. Malema has been huge. And if you know who Malema is, if you followed him up, you know that he has a very strong voice. Very strong voice. But quite serious. This is huge. This is a blow. But of course, it is not a final one. We are hoping that the appeal will be heard and then it will be squashed, so to speak. Malema his full name is Julius Malema. He was born on the 3rd of March 1981. Again, note that 3rd of March 1981, and he's been moving for radical economic transformation of South Africa, including land distribution without compensation, especially from the people that they call the oppressors to the oppressed, and nationalization of mines and banks, and he's been very outspoken and confrontation in his political agitations and advocacy. This is a big one. Malema used to be the youth wing leader of the African National Congress Youth League, ANCYL. And when he was expelled sometime in 2013, he now went on to form or to establish the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF. So we are, again, it's a breaking news, and we are hoping that all of this would come. I hope this doesn't descend into crisis and chaos, because we hear that Malema supporters and members and supporters of the EFF are already gathering in groups around the capital city and even the other cities in South Africa. We hope this can be brought under control and hope that the higher court will review this and not uphold or this particular sentence.
Julius Malema case, you'll remember that Julius Malema has just been sentenced to 5 years in prison, but he'll be going home. Here's why. Well, this is because he immediately applied for leave to appeal. The court did grant him the permission to appeal his sentence. They did not grant him the permission to appeal his conviction. This means now he has to put together an appeal so that his sentence can be lowered or completely changed. In the meantime, he has applied to remain on bail, so he will remain on bail, which means he's going home until his next court date, where the process will continue. What do you think about this outcome? Did you expect it? Do you think it was fair? And what do you think about Malema having more time to fight for his case? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section. For more details on this story, please go to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. See you there.
So basically, he has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment, like because of a firearm that he discharged during a birthday party or something. And this case has been hanging, I think, since 2018. That was when the incident happened. And in 2026, this is like 8 years. And today is the day, on the 16th of April, they finally coming up with a sentence. Bro, this is crazy. And you see the judge that was given to him, a white judge. Listen, if you are a human being, you are living your life, and you have a lot of enemies or people who don't like you, you need to really, really watch your steps, because any little thing that you do, they will use that to destroy you easily. And I think that is what Julius Malema has fallen into. It's so sad. I know that so many people are not happy about it, especially a lot of Africans are not happy about it. Even within South Africa, I know that a lot of people are not happy about it, but this is the judgment, and we don't know what to say right now. We don't know what to say. He's going to appeal, definitely. So whatever happens, I'm sure we are going to hear about it, and I will definitely bring it to you guys. Thank you so much for watching.